Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme here, the God. Now, Lookism chapter 432. So, I like this chapter, but I was annoyed by this chapter because of the previous few chapters. And you're wondering why. And I'm saying that because we were built up for chapters and chapters and chapters. I say nearly 100 chapters in regards to DG or James Lee and what he will tell Daniel Park, and then it turns out that he literally told Daniel Park nothing new. We literally got zero new information from him, so the hype was just a dud. And it wasn't like what did they call it when it's like what do the D&D brothers from Game of Thrones say? We try to something avert your expectation or whatever the flip. Subvert your expectations. Yeah, I think it's one of those done wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you subvert somebody's expectation by giving them a different answer than the type of answer you thought they'd give you, but it being a satisfying or a reasonable one regardless. But this one was just unreasonable. That this guy you've been building us up to get excited about, and you built up the chapter as if it's this massive cliffhanger, and then the next chapter we get no answer. We get no new information whatsoever, and it's like, what the hell? Like, the disappointment is insane. Anyways, it's disappointing. It's to do that, I think, successfully is better if we get some information that tells us that, oh, he's not going to tell this guy nothing. Or we get the information that, let's say, James Lee knows, for example, if he knew some shit or knew some stuff. And then, boom, when it actually happens, he decides not to tell him that. And then you're like, oh, my God, he didn't even tell him. And then we're disappointed for the character, but we're happy at the outcome of, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro, the narrative outcome or whatever. But in this chapter, it turns out Eugene is the puppet master of this whole goddamn story, bro. He literally got everybody on strings, bro. He got Eli on strings. He got Warren Che on strings. He had, well, he thought he had Samuel on strings, but Samuel broke out of that and decided, nah, I'd rather die out here than be on strings with this guy. But also he did trust these guys to stop Eugene, but obviously they flopped. So so it's not really Samuel's fault. Because he wanted to help Jake and he wanted to help the gang, but hey, they failed him. They failed him miserably. Then we got, of course, who else does he got on strings? He got like all the other non-essential characters on a leash, of course, as well. And right now he got Charles Choice on ropes, man. You know what I'm saying? My boy's slipping and sliding and slipping and sliding and sliding and slipping. But we find out Charles Troy's weakness this chapter. Yay, we actually found something. But we also find James Lee's weakness. Yay. So we're actually gaining and garnering some, valuable information. Still nothing about the two bodies, really, to be honest. We still not any step closer to the two bodies. Realistically, like, there's nothing new we really know about it. We just know that Crystal has it, and we know that Daniel Park has it. We don't know how many of those bodies are there and how many people have it. But obviously, Charles Choi must know about it if Crystal has it. Because, I mean, yeah, why? Unless she's been hiding it. But then, would it not be suspicious that she just became fucking skinny and beautiful one random day? I don't know. But anyway, so it turns out that James Lee and Charles Choi share the same weakness. So it's a bit weird that James Lee is joining Eugene for something he should already know. Like, unless he's really just that stupid. Like, he already knows Charles Choi's weakness. And Eugene just told him a weakness that he already knows because he has the exact same freaking weakness. So maybe he was looking for a weakness that had nothing to do with that. But if that's the case, I don't know. It just doesn't really add up for me. Like, you murdered somebody, and you know that somebody else covered for the murder for you, and you both share the same weakness. I know you're trying to get him down without using that. But, like, if you go to somebody else to find out another weakness, but you're the guy that spent the past 10 years with him, what are the chances some Eugene kid would know a fresh new weakness off of him if you, who's been working with him for 10 years, doesn't have a fresh weakness of him? Like, I don't know. It's just... See what I mean by this chapter was, like, I liked it, but it was disappointing. Like, you know what I mean? And it feels like I've been saying that for every chapter now, but listen, I'm always gonna be honest, whether you guys agree or disagree. I'm always gonna be honest to me. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I just gotta do it. But you see that how it doesn't add up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like what? Um, but yeah, that's basically the story so far. It's just the fact that you killed a person before Woo, and then it just basically goes on and about that for a while, and then he convinces, Eugene naturally convinces James Lee, like, yo, listen, I'm not gonna use that weakness against you. Let's just murder Charles, and then we both murder Charles, and then that means that Charles is out of the way. But we also, before we do that, we snuff away, or after we do that, we snuff away all the evidence that he has of you murdering him or murdering other people, another person. You know what I'm saying? And then James is like, man, if you know I murdered somebody, what makes you think I wouldn't murder you? But we obviously know that James Lee didn't mean to murder that person, because Eugene basically says it, like, you've never murdered anybody, and you did for some reason. So he probably just beat a guy half to death, and the guy died. So that's what my guess would be. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that, what I'm saying, he just cold blooded killed somebody, or that it was an accident? You can come in. But yeah, I also know that one of the culprits in that case was you, James Lee. But no worries. But that's just, what I'm saying. Yeah, I just found that disappointing that the weakness was something that they both shared, and yet he didn't realize that would have been like an option. But I suppose he didn't want to go down himself. But anyways, so Eugene convinces him, like, let's cover up the case and shit. And after we cover up the case, what I'm saying, we figure out how to, what I'm saying, murder Charles, and then we win. Woohoo! But then, the flashback also shows that, like, Gun and Goo were a part of the team since they were like kids. You know what I mean? Because they're younger than James Lee, and James Lee looks hella young there. And this is when they were plotting the whole plan. And then with Goo and Gun just there, like, already, like, so they must have been like 12, 11, while James Lee must have been like 7, no, more than that, because he's like nearly 30 now, since that was 10 years ago, right? Or would it have been like, what, 16 back then to like 26 now? I don't know. I don't know the ages, because all the people from his generation look pretty freaking old in comparison, right? Oh, well, they look, yeah, 26, 28. He would have been around 16, 17. So that means Goo and Gun are like 19 now, maybe 20 now. So they would have been like, what, 10? What? Unless this flashback isn't exactly 10 years ago. I don't know. It's hard to tell what times these days, to be honest. But basically, he's been a puppet for 10 years, James Lee, and now he's going to be a puppet to somebody else for the next unforeseeable time. Like, what? James, man, I don't know. James is not the brightest bulb in the star, bro, or in the sky and the roof and the whatever. He's not the brightest bulb. But Eugene, Eugene forever playing these dudes, man. And then we get to something else now. We get to yeah, actually Eugene is gonna use the police to, what I'm saying, cover it up, because he's using them right now. And it doesn't help if they turn on him. But then, Gun pulls up to Charles and is like, yo, why did you let Eugene go? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then Charles is just like, maybe I'm just getting old. You know what I'm saying? And basically that also seems to be the reason why James Lee wants to get rid of Charles, that he's getting old. Like, what? What does that mean? That he won't have his power for long, or that he's becoming too soft, or what is it? Like, I don't know. And then Daniel goes to visit his mom. This part is beautiful. I think this was the best part of the story in this chapter. Is, Daniel talking to his mom, and, they having a great conversation. No, well, he's walking back home, and people that he beat up before are like chatting about his mom, and then he gets angry, destroys one of the kids with a soccer ball, kicks the ball so hard a guy goes flying. So again, why, obviously Lookism smacks the shit out of our head. He kicked the ball so hard my guy went flying off of a soccer ball, bro. football, but you know what I'm saying. But I know that a lot of Americans be watching my videos, so I'm gonna say soccer for y'all, so you don't think I'm talking about egg ball. um, but yeah, then it turns out his mom saves all the money that he's been sending, and he's been sending hella racks, and she uses like physical labor as exercise to keep herself fit and stuff like that. She's just one of those hard-working women that just likes working hard and doesn't really like to live softly and comfortably. You know what I'm saying? Although she deserves it. But then, they have conversation. She's just proud of him. And, she sees pride, like, and joy. You know what I'm saying? It is the parts of Lookism that are my favorite. Like, these real moments, these really emotional moments where you really get to feel the depth of the character and the depth of the world and the depth of, you know what I'm saying? Like, real emotional. You know what I'm saying? I'm always a sucker for those. That's what, for me, is a powerful storytelling mechanism. When you feel for these characters to a degree where you feel like you connect with them, whether positively or negatively. You know what I'm saying? Daniel even apologizes to his mom finally, for being a shit kid. But, he been making up for it because he's become a better person and a better man. So, it's dope to see the growth that Daniel Park has gone through. I should do that video. I might do it after work today if I'm not too tired. I do have plans after work, but I finish pretty late, like 9 p.m. But I will try to. I might do that video just before I go do my thing. But yeah, that's the story. That's the story. Okay, so then Daniel shows the picture of the doctor guy, bro, and Jin Young Park, and the mother is going crazy, like, where did you get this picture? Oh my God, where you get this picture? And this might be the secret. So I'm gonna do a prediction video separately of what I think that means. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be predicting the next few chapters. You know what I mean? So somebody gave me that suggestion of like what happens next. I gave him a shout out last video, so I'll try to give him a shout out again if I remember to look it up. But yeah, so that's, you know what I'm saying, that was the chapter. I think the ending of the chapter was powerful, and we're gonna find out, who this man Jin Young is to Daniel's mom. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I'm about to go to work soon. Jesus. Anyways, been your boy, Spirit Cheer to God. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.